somebody's coming to you with information that if it's known that they were the one producing it, they could get in a lot of trouble. So you have to figure out, okay, how many people have this information? If I ask the question this way, or if I file a records request in this way, does it expose that person? Whatever, am I putting an email that identifies the source that I'm, granting some certain level of anonymity to? So I mean, that's just one other thing to think about when doing this kind of work.
Yeah, the new kind of communication really poses a lot of advantages, but a lot of cautionary tales. Just another thing about watchdog reporting, I think we can all say, like Ryan was saying initially, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You have a lot of stuff to do. Your daily expectations are huge, and if you have a good story tip, you need to nurture yourself along. You kind of have to be patient and know you're not going to be able to get it all done in tomorrow or even in a week. If it's that good of a story, you're going to be able to get it finished eventually. This is one thing I really believe in, and my reporters used to hate me for it, but they also used to love me for it, and my students love and hate me for it too, is I really believe in, when I was a reporter I hated this, but I go to my reporters often and say, just write the story. Give me what you have. Oh no, I have too many holes. I said, I don't care. Put XXX in there, which you don't know. But write the story as if you need to publish it tomorrow. And even though you go kicking and screaming there, and it may not be the story you ultimately want it to be, it is the best way to tell you where the holes are. When I was a reporter and I used to feel like I had writer's block, and I just couldn't write the story, most often I concluded that it was because I was missing something. I couldn't say right out X to Y. I was trying to write around something I didn't know. So writing several drafts as you go through your reporting stage, even if you're doing them for yourself, really helps you. You say, oh, I can't say that because I need to verify this fact. So it's really an extremely valuable tool when particularly when you're working on longer term stories and you have so much information, you kind of start losing sight of what you still don't have.
Yeah, less often, but sometimes also happens is you find out how strong the material you have actually is. Stuff that you didn't think you had. When you write it, you say, can I say that? And you go back to your notes and your records, like, yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, I really do.
It doesn't happen as often as finding the holes. That's really the primary purpose of it. But it's
you write with what you know. Yeah. This is what I tell our reporters and producers. You write what you know, and often that helps you. The toughest thing in writing an investigative story is, how the hell am I going to lay this thing out? What's the best stuff off the top? And if you write what you know, you can work out from that. And actually, by the time you get ready to sit down and write it, it's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. And you also realize the main thing is, can I really connect these dots? I've been thinking this is the story, but when you sit down and say, no, I haven't proven that yet, or the material hasn't taken me there. And this is the big one. Get your editor's buy-in. Having been a reporter for 20 years and an editor for not quite as many, you need a mentor and a cheerleader. There's some adage about, reporters never tell their editors what they're working on. I remember that because, of course, what's your editor's response going to be? How soon can I have it? I mean, editors love good stories, and they want to get them out there. And so their instinct, of course, is to start pushing you because they want to see it finished. Kind of a lot of investigative reporting is finding an editor who understands that's not the case, and finding an editor who can be patient enough to recognize, maybe they've been there before, that you're going to need some time and you're going to need some coaching to bring that story in. I have had to restrain myself many times as an editor from saying, well, when can we have that? Or when can you do these 25 things? Okay. Anyway.
One final tip on that front. I find that helps getting your editor's buy-in is assign them part of the reporting. Seriously. You find one task within it and ask them, and don't credit it, but it's like, there's this one thing I just can't get to. It would really help me move things along to do it. Get them actually participating and finding things too. And it really helps make them an ally and understand exactly sort of the complexity of what you're working with as well. And they're more lenient in terms of moving things back and fighting for your story with the higher ups because it's their story too.
Okay, sorry, I think we're out of time, but for any of you, we didn't get through the whole PowerPoint, but we have some tip sheets here that actually outline the things that we didn't finish, so maybe those will be helpful to you.
We'll be around.